are the 10 palettes I would repurchase if I had to start again. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Welcome to Eyeshadow Palette Month, where we chat about eyeshadow palettes every single day. And today I'm going to be chatting to you about the 10 eyeshadow palettes that I would prioritize purchasing if I had to start my entire makeup collection again. If I lost all of my eyeshadow palettes, which 10 palettes would I run out and buy straight away? A, because they are the best quality I can find, or B, they are in color stories I love, and that the 10 palettes I would then have would give me all of the options that I want to have when it comes to a full makeup collection. So to do with this what you wish. I'm not saying you need 10 eyeshadow palettes, you really don't, but if I had to start again, then this would be my picks. I have my windows open because I just came back yesterday from traveling, and just as I got home, there was a huge fire close by, so I wasn't able to open any doors and windows. So if you hear any noises in the background, that's why. And yes, I need to get my nails redone. I know, I'm going on Thursday, so the next batch of videos you'll see, I'll have nails again that look nice. They all got chipped while I was traveling, and I'm coming to you makeup free because I was just too tired to do any sort of makeup. Okay, without further ado, these are the 10 palettes in no particular order. And I'm going to start with the small things first because they're lying on top. There's really no rhyme or reason to this. I need something warm toned in my life, so this is the Romand Mahogany Garden palette. I love this to pieces. It's K-Beauty. I love the color story of this. I love the gradient you get in here. I like the shimmers you get in here. There's just so much that this palette has going for it. So if I had to start again and I lost all my palettes, this is definitely something I would prioritize. It retails for around 20 euros on YESSTYLE, but they often do sales, so you can very often find it cheaper. Of course, I had to get myself a Viseart palette, and I was sort of like on the fence, like which one would I want to get first, because I love the Violette Étendue, but I would probably want other purples in my life than those ones. So I was like, you know what? I need a really good smack in the middle neutral palette that can do it all, and the Cashmerie has been my pick for that for so long. So the Viseart Cashmerie would have to be on here. Viseart makes one of my favorite formulas. I've done several videos about that in the past 2 weeks, ever since I started doing Eyeshadow Palette Month. So we have some warm tones in here, but there are cool tones, rosy tones, some perfect neutrals in here. I personally love this eyeshadow palette, not only because it's one of the best formulas on the market, but also because I really enjoy how all the colors go together. And for just 12 pans, you get a really nicely versatile eyeshadow palette that can pretty much do it all. I would, of course, also want to have some fun in my eyeshadow palettes. I would want something grungy, something with a multi-chrome in, something shifty, something fun. And I think I would want to go the Cheeryep route, partly for a more fun, grungy, creative palette that I like to have in my life. This is the Floating Life, just because it was the first one I tried by them. It's still my favorite by them, I think. It's just such a good versatile palette. It's got lots of great cool tones in, and then it is that really grungy sort of vibe. It's got a red, you get this nice little holographic moment. There are multi-chromes in here. It's got really good basics, a really good black eyeshadow if that's what you're looking for. And then it has all those amazing shimmers in. So this is definitely one that I would also prioritize and run out to get if I had to start again. This is in the giveaway, by the way. So if you want to win that, then check out that giveaway. I'll make sure to link it in the description box down below. Of course, I need a good cool tone palette. And I was like, if I just needed a one-stop shop for all things cool toned, I would go to Beauté route. I would probably go for the 16 rather than the 40 or 42 pan eyeshadow palette, because I don't like really big eyeshadow palettes, but then again, that 42 pan one is the perfect one-stop shop for all things cool toned. So I would probably put my money there, to be quite fair, because this is not only really excellent quality, it is also one of the cheaper palettes in my makeup collection and in this selection that I have here for you. And when you're replacing so much in one go, I definitely think that cost is something that you would want to have a little bit more down than maybe other things. So the Smoky palette from Beauté, I would definitely give it a place in my collection. This has some excellent cool tones in. It's very gray leaning. We get some taupey things. You get some things with a bluish undertone. The big one has some purpley and green undertones in there as well. It just gives you everything you would ever want to have in terms of a cool tone. This doesn't have like the fun pops of color that you can get with a cool tone, but I have other options for that. So this is just to give me the basics, so I can do a really good, really great cool tone look. Speaking of a cool tone palette that has all the fun bits in, I would really, really want to get my hands again on the Bella Beauté Bar Realm of Fairies. I'm not sure if this is still readily available. This was a limited edition collection, I believe. It was a collab with a creator, and those palettes aren't always around for a very long time. So if this were still for sale by the time I needed to go through this, I would definitely try to get my hands on this. Maybe even through something like eBay or Etsy or, you know, Mercari, whatever, like resale site. This is a little bit more blue leaning with like a touch of purple. And then it has all these really fun, super vibrant, shifty shimmers in that I personally just love. This is where the cool tones live that just have a bit of fun, and I could combine it with the Smoky palette. I could combine it with the Cheeryep palette. Like, I'm looking for options. Like, if I lost all of my eyeshadow, I would want to have palettes that play together, that go together, so I can just do more with less of what I have. Like, my eyeshadow palette collection is something that grew over time. I'm going to do a video about that later this month as well. It definitely didn't happen in one go, and eyeshadow palettes can be expensive, so if I had to start again, I would definitely want to make sure there are groupings of things that allow me to do a lot. Speaking of which, I would want to have something like the Barely Basics by Glaminatrix in. Again, I don't think they still do this, but I would want to have something similar to this. The reason why I like it is because this is like neutrals with a twist. And we all know I love a good neutral palette, but if they have a little bit more oomph to them or something that makes them a bit more special, then I'm all here for it. This one has some purpley tones, these warmer orangey tones, these olivey green shades, and then these neutrals, and then these really fun rows of shimmer. So you get a row of full-on shimmer here. These are really beautiful. And then toppers to just mix and match, and like depending on the undertone you put them with, they're going to be different with everything. And I think Glaminatrix still has things like this in their line, so I would definitely look into Glaminatrix. They also make one of my favorite formulas. I really like them, so they would need to get a place in my 10 palettes that I would buy if I lost everything, so that's why this one is here. I would also need to get some fantasy Cosmetica in my life, and the Rogue is my favorite because it's a blue, purple, green color story, and I would need to have that in my life. So I've got a couple of options there, and this is my grungy pick for that sort of color story. Here again, we get some beautiful shimmers in a really nice black, and then these really nice sort of dusty looking sort of grungy shades. So I love these for eyeshadow. This gives me lots of options, even though it's only 9 shades. And again, something that I think will go really well with the basics in the Beauty Bay, or like the Cheeryep palette. I think this will pair really well with some of my other picks. Of course, I would have to go in with my favorite neutral palette of all time, the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. This is where I would splurge. This would be the one thing where I'm like, okay, this is going to be like over 50 euros quite easily. And I try to not have too many things in the list that would be like over 60 euros, because I just feel that like that's pushing it. Like something has to be really special for me to love that. And the I Need a Nude is just that gal. I've said many times in the past how if I could keep just one eyeshadow palette in my life, it would be this one. Like, these are the kind of looks I prefer to do on a day-to-day basis. Yes, I love getting creative and doing crazy things and like trying the multi-chromes and wearing that. But when push comes to shove, if you really set me down and force me to pick what I love, then something like this is something I can wear every single day. It's got dimension. There are fun textures in here to play with. And you can do a lot with these 15 shades that I think, you know, I haven't even begun to scratch the surface of what this palette has to offer. So Natasha Denona, I Need a Nude would definitely have to be on this list. What also had to be on this list is the Bella Beauté Bar Poison Garden. Bella Beauté Bar is another brand I really enjoy, really love their palettes. And the Poison Garden is my pick for a grungy tone. So I want the grungy tones in there, and this gives you a lot of options. It does have a little bit of warmth over here, but then it has these murky grayish greens. It's got some really nice like rosy shades here, and then these like murky blues. I just really love this one. Again, some fun shimmers in here. There's a holographic in here, a couple of multi-chromes, but also some just good shimmers. And it's got some really fun mattes that, again, together with the Cheeryep or together with the Romand, like if I wanted to amp up those oranges, I could go with this. This will go really well with the Charmeuse as well. Is that what it's called? The Viseart palette I showed you. I think that these colors can complement those shades as well. So this is a really good one-stop shop for something grungy. But at the same time, I think it's going to pair well with the other palettes. And finally, the ultimate blue, green, purple color story is the Winter Wonderland by Cosmic Beauty. So for that fun, bright pop of color that I do enjoy a lot, I would want to pop this in. I just think this is an excellent palette. And this, again, for indie, it's not too expensive. Like the Bella Beauty bar things are going to be a little pricier, and this is just not going to break the bank. Apparently, they're coming out with like a number 2. Like I've seen on Instagram, they've now announced that they're gonna come out with like the next thing in this Winter Wonderland sort of idea. So can't wait what that is like, because this is one of my favorites by the brand, and it has been ever since it launched and I tried it. So yeah, blue, green, purple is my favorite like colorful thing to reach for. And I think that this is an excellent palette to give me just that. This is gonna tickle that itch. The Rogue ones are, like in the Fantasy Cosmetica Rogue, are a little more muted down, so they're gonna work a little bit better for that grungy look. But if I want something really bright and fun, this will pair well with the Sassy Fairy. It will pair well with the Beauty Bay. Again, I can see so many options if I just had these 10 palettes in my makeup collection, and that's why I would run out and get these again if I lost everything. So those were the eyeshadow palettes I wanted to share with you today. Just 10 palettes to see me through. Like, this could actually be the list of like my top 10 favorite palettes. Most of these are still available though, so if I just pick my top 10 favorites, I'm gonna do that video as well. I'm gonna do like a top 15, I think, of things you can still buy, and a top 15 favorite of things that you can no longer buy, because I think that's fun as well. I have loads of discontinued palettes, and I still love chatting about them all the time. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you today. Stay tuned for more videos, because I will be coming to you soon again with a new video, because I'll be seeing you tomorrow. So hope to see you then, and I hope you are enjoying Eyeshadow Palette Month as much as I do. See you soon. Bye-bye.